already messed up there a little bit. So, but that's pretty much the song. We're not going to get that far probably today, but we'll see where we can go in about half an hour. All right. So the first part, it starts with this. These are basically a couple of chords that you pick. Now you can choose to do this either with your fingers or with a flat pick and your fingers. So you use hybrid picking. That's what I'm going to do because that's how Tommy plays it. But you can choose whichever way you prefer. Let's see. So the chords first. You start off with a D sus2. So that's ring finger in third position on the B string and index finger in second on the G string. Right? The second one I'm referring to as D major 7 with an F sharp in the bass. And then the next one, that's index finger as a small bar on second position of the G and B string. A ring finger in fourth of the E string. And then we have a G add 9. So that's index finger in second position of the G string. And we have the little finger in fifth position of the E string. And you play, so E, D, G, and B string. Now, of course, when I mention fifth position, I do that in relation to the capo or capo. But yeah. So let's look at that. So grab that D sus2, and then you play, so G, B, E. Then you play low E, D string, G string, and then you turn that index finger into a bar. And that's where you start fretting that D major 7 chord. So like this. Right? Then put your ring finger in fourth position of that E string. And you play E, D, G. And now you lift that index finger from that B string and you play open B string. Right? It's like this. So what I try to do is I try to keep my fingers in place as long as I can so the guitar sounds more full, right? So let's try that once more from the D sus2. So you start with D sus2. Once more. 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3. Then you play A string, and then when you put your index finger at least that's how I played, as a small bar on the D and G string in second position. Ring finger on third position of the B string, and then you play open E string. Like that. And what I try to do is when it comes to the flat picking part, I just push down. And the last one, I make an upstroke. So I always try to make that, before switching chords, to make that last stroke in such a way that it sets me up for the next chord. Right? So now my flat pick is here and I can easily start with the next bass note. So let's do that once more. 1, 2, 3. Right, so we've had that part. Then you get a repeat of the first part. So you get that E string, yes, open D string. Then index finger second position on the G string, and then second position B string. So that's that D major 7 with F sharp in the bass. So from that A sus4, right? Then we get that G6-9 again. Right? So open B string, and then you go to G6-9. Sorry, that's there. And there you play E, D, G, and then you play the G, B, and E string together. Right? So let's try to play those 2 bars with the pickup bar. 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you play once more that E string. Sorry. Yeah. So you have that starting on that G6-9. And you play that E string once more. And then you start with that D sus2 chord again. And we already have our index finger and middle finger in place for that. All right? Then you get another repeat, so you start with that D sus2. And then we go to that next set of bars, so let me switch the screen for you here. Hopefully I did that correctly. Is it? I'm doubting what I'm seeing here. Yes, now it is, right. My fingers are too big. So now we go to the next 2 bars, and something that's now off screen, but it starts off on the previous bar with that D sus2. So you have your index finger in 2nd position, middle fingers in 3rd position of the G string, by the way, middle fingers in 3rd of the B string, and you play G, B, and then you start on that D major 7 with an F sharp again. So you play open E, D, that 2nd position of the G string, and then you make that index finger as a bar, so you fret that 2nd position now suddenly 2 on the B string, like this. Right? To G at 9. And then to, so. And then to that A sus4 again. Right? So basically the first 2 bars are set you up for pretty much the rest of the song. So let me play this through for you. So we got 1, 2, 3. At the end, you end on that G at 9, right? So now we're going into the next part. If something is unclear, please make note of it and ask me at the end, because at the end, I'm going to be answering your questions. So keep that in mind. So if there's something unclear, then you can ask me after this lesson. And I'm keeping an eye on the comments. It's great to see, by the way, that the sound is good. All right. So the next part starts also with that pickup from that D sus2. So now you have index finger in second position of the G string, ring finger in third of the B string. Right? That's the same how you start the song, but then the next two bars are different. So let me play them for you. Right, so how do you play that? Like I said, you start with D sus2, then you play E string, B string, and high E together, and make a hammer with your middle finger on the second position of that high E, like this. So you get this. And then just before playing that F sharp minor chord, you just tap the strings softly. And then you put your little finger in fifth position of the high E. Index fingers is a small bar on the G and B string in second position, like this. And then put your ring finger in fourth of the E string, all right? After that, you play G string, still that F sharp minor chord. Then you make a percussive tap on the strings, like this. Then you play a G chord. So you have your index finger in third position of the B string, middle finger in fourth of the G string, and ring finger in fifth of the E string. Then you play open D and then G string, like, right? So I'll play that slowly, that first bar with the pickup. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. I guess my concentration is not at its peak right now. I'm just messing it up completely. Right. Then after that, get that tap, and then you go to A sharp diminished. So that's ring finger in second position of the B string, middle finger in second position of the D string, and index finger in first of the A string. And you play A string and B and high E together. And then you play D string, G string, D string. Right? So that bar goes like this, 3, 4. Now, what might be good for some of you to know is what you play with which fingers. So when we start this part, I play E string with my, so the bass is with my flat pick, and the B and E string with my middle finger and ring finger. Then pick that B and E string once more with my middle finger and ring finger. Then I play E string with my flat pick. And then that G string, I pick it with my middle finger, like this. All right? Then we get another percussion sound. Then I pick B and G string with my middle finger and ring finger, and that E string with my flat pick. Then I play D string with my flat pick, and the G string with the flat pick with an upstroke. So, right? Then that A sharp diminished, I start with flat pick on the bass, and that middle finger and ring finger are on the B and E string, right? And then I play D string, G string, D string with flat pick, and that's down, up, down. So like, and that's how you should play it with your right hand. So let's play it slowly. I know we're lingering on that first bar, but it sets an example for the rest of the song. So if you do that one right, then the rest will follow. So once more, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, now we go to the next bar, and there you play this. You start with a B minor chord, so that's a bar chord. And you have index finger in second position of the A to E string. And you have your middle finger in third position of the B string, little finger in fourth of the G string, and ring finger in fourth of the D string. And you just push the flat pick down. Then what I do is, you see my middle finger here, and instead of it being curved like this, I make it hollow pretty much, right? So I kind of, I don't know what you call it, twist it, stretch it. Anyway, the thing is I want to roll that middle finger tip a little bit on that E string, that it just about frets that string in third position. So like this, right? Then flip it back, and then you have that open E string again. So like this. Not open E string, but second position E string. Then you just move this chord up 1 fret and remove the middle finger, and you play A and B string together with flat pick and ring finger. Like this. And then you play D and G string after that with a flat pick. So like, right? Then you get the following chord, which is pretty much an F6. You have your little finger in third position of the B string, index finger in second of the G string, and middle finger is in third of the E string. And I think I play that B string, because you play that one first, with my ring finger. So if you do that, then you play E, D, G string, all with a downstroke. Then leave your little finger in place, but place your middle finger and index finger 1 step down the neck. So index finger is in first and middle finger is in second. And then you play E string, G string, and B string with flat pick, middle finger, and ring finger. Right? So then leave your little finger still in place, put your index finger in second position of the D string, play open A, G, and B string together, then play D string, and then open G string with an upstroke. Right? So let's see how that goes. We'll start with a B minor. 3, 4. Right? And now let's try to play those 2 bars together. 1, 2. And I'm thinking I'm having the wrong tab for you there. Yes, my apologies for that. If something like that happens, that the wrong tab is underneath, then and you notice it, just tell me. Just put it in the comments, because I have the comments open here. I can see pretty much whatever is going on. So my apologies for that. So those 2 bars in succession. 1, 2, with a pickup. 1, 2, 3. once more. 1, 2, 3. Then we go to the next part, which is pretty much the same. But here it changes. But the first part of it is different. So, sorry. There are a couple of tricky things in there. It starts off with that D chord, or D sus2. You play that E string, B, and high E string together. Make the hammer on with your middle finger in second position on that E string. And then immediately after, you play the D string with your flat pick. Right? Then you get that percussive slap. Then you play that F sharp minor chord like we did before. Slap. Then instead of going to that G chord, we now go to B minor 7. So you place your middle finger in second position of the B string. Index finger on pretty much as a small bar on the A, D, and G string in second position. And then ring finger in fourth position of the D string. And you play. So you play first with your ring finger the B string, then the bass with your flat pick, and then D and G string with middle finger and ring finger. Right? So, sorry. Then you play open E string, and we get this chord, which is, I don't know, if you want to give it a fancy name, it's probably a B flat 6 with a sharp 11. But maybe we can just call it sweet B flat, something like that. Maybe we can make a nicer name for it because it sounds really complicated while it's not. So you put your index finger in first position of the A string, ring finger and little finger are in third position. Ring finger is on the D string, little finger is on the B string. So you play that high E, then A string, then you play D string and B string together with flat pick and middle finger. And then you play open G and E string, like this. Then you play that once more, that open G and E string. And then you play open A strings like this. Then middle fingers, third position of the high E and ring finger in fourth of the G string, like this. Back to second position with index finger and middle finger on G and E string. And then make a slide with middle finger towards fifth of the high E and ring finger towards sixth of the G string. Right? So let's try from that B flat chord. I'll play it really slowly because I know this is hard. Sorry. And you end with another bass note. So once more. And now comes maybe, next tab. Sorry about that. See, that's why those comments are really good. So that should work. Yeah, let's see if that's the right one. Hopefully it is. Let's see what's this one. Should it be that one? Oh, I cannot see it correctly. Let's see. I'll wait for the stream. Just a second. I have to wait for the... yeah, that looks good. That looks good. All right. Cool. Cool. That looks pretty good. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one should be good. All right. Sorry about that. Hey, Mike. It's nice to see you. Albert, I see a couple of familiar faces, which is awesome. All right. So I'm a little bit out of it. So I'll start with... So we've gotten until there. I'll play it once more slowly. So starting on that D chord, 3, 4. Sorry, 3, 4. And now you get a pretty tricky thing, this thing. And what you do, you play open G and E string, make a hammer with middle finger and index finger on second position of the G and E string, make a hammer with your ring finger towards third position of that E string, and then a pull off again, like this. And doing it slowly is not that hard, but doing it in full speed during the song is, for a lot of people, not that easy. So, right? So, I'll start on that D chord on bar number 8. 3, 4. Sorry. 3, 4. Then, index finger in first position of the G string, and you play that chord, that together with high E, and then you place your middle finger in second position of the E string, and then you play E string, open D, and then G string, right? So... then you make a slide towards the small G chord. And how you play that, that's index finger in third position of the B string, middle finger in fourth of the G string, and ring finger in fifth of the D string. Right? So we have this. And then you can start the slide from first position, but just below it is good as well. Then play open A string, so it's pretty much a G with A in the bass. And then you play A chord. And I think I have on the tab, I think I have a full A chord listed, but I think after playing that open A string, I just make sure I keep it ringing, and then I just play D, G, and B string. And I have my index finger as a bar on second position of the D, G, and B string. Right? So let's try those 2 bars slowly. 3, 4. Right? So let's do a short recap of what we did so far. So I'll do a quick recap of the chords. So we have the chord D sus2 in the intro, then D major 7 with F sharp in the bass, then G add 9, A sus4, and then you get the same chorus. Right? Then in the verse, when the verse starts, we have a D chord, then F sharp minor, and then G, A sharp diminished, then B minor, C sus2, then F6, then E7 to A7 sus, right? Then D, then F sharp minor, then B minor 7 to that beautiful B flat 6 with a sharp 11. And this is pretty much just a little fiddly diddly thing in A to E7, and then A with G in the G with A in the bass to the A chord. Right? So this is a quick recap of the chords. Now, when it comes to these songs, it depends, of course, on what you learn and how you want to learn, but my advice is to learn these songs knowing what you're playing. So try to see the chords like, oh, this is a G at 9, or all right, so this is that F6, or oh, this is E7. But try to know what you're playing. In the beginning, it's a little bit more effort, but once you know all the names, for some reason, it's much easier to remember. So because you're not just remembering, because you're more or less increasing your frame of reference, right? So you can remember chords by name, but you can also remember them by fingerings or stuff like that. So really helps. So now let's go to the next screenshot that I have. Let's see. And this should be good. So hopefully that should read bar 10. And we get pretty much a repeat of bars 4 and 5. So we get... and then instead of... there we have a difference. So the B minor and C sus2 part is the same. And then we play that F6, but we play first the bass string, so the E string, then B string, then D string, and then G string. And I have my ring finger in that third position, or little finger, by the way, third position of the B string, index finger second of the G string, and middle finger and third of the E string. So then to that E7, right? So little finger in third of the B string, index finger in first of the G string, and middle finger in second of the E string. It's like this. And you just play E, G, and B string. And now I have to check the chord. Yeah, and then you go to that A sus4. So we have little finger in third of the B string, index finger in second of the D string, and you play A string, G string, and B string together. Then you play D string, and then open G. To the question if the lesson will be uploaded, yes, the lesson will be available afterwards, yes. So, once more, let's see, starting on that B minor. Right? So I see it's already 13 past 1, 14 past 1, something like that, quarter past 1. I'll play it for you once more from the beginning to what we did so far, slowly. And then there is some time for questions. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Right. So this is to where I'm leaving it. I played a little bit of what we're going to be doing next week. So next week I'm continuing this lesson.